Well, personally, I enjoyed them. But for the kids, what I felt was they came in maybe not really knowing what to expect. Anytime the kids are brought out of classrooms, they're happy about that because this is something different. So you could tell they were happy from that point of view, but I don't think they had any expectations of what they were about to see or experience. What I saw only a few minutes into the presentation was that the kids were so receptive, and they went from just being happy to be out of class to really being engaged with what was going on. And it was just wonderful to experience that, to just feel the audience participation. And the kids were so quiet during the parts where somebody was talking and explaining something about the history of blues, the different styles of blues, that kind of thing. I felt that the kids were very receptive and they appreciated the presentation very much. The Long Beach Blues Society has had a great impact on schools. It's allowed kids to have a different perspective on music. It's something that I don't think could happen in a classroom so much as in an audience kind of way. And we really rely on outside sources for those complementary, deliveries of education. You know, there's only so much a classroom or a teacher can do, and when you have this musical presentation, when you have people who have lived this, expressing that to the kids, I think it's much more impactful than just learning about something in a book, reading about something, or even a classroom discussion. For our students, the Long Beach Blues Society provides a real unique look into music. A lot of our kids have been involved with music because in Long Beach we've really made it a point to support the arts, and even during the recession, our school district kept the arts alive and then reinvested once things were better financially. We invested a lot of money in musical instruments, that sort of thing. But when you have musicians come in and really display their expertise and their musical abilities, that makes a great impression on the kids. Then they see where their education can take them. They see how their education can be used. And the Long Beach Blues Society comes in and not just performs, but brings in students, incorporates students in the presentation. For me, it was very impressive to see how the musicians could play together, and they didn't rehearse. There was no rehearsal. But the musicians, the ones that have been around, the seasoned musicians, bring up students and they just jam. And that was magical. I would like to see more presentations with the Long Beach Blues Society. I would like to see the Long Beach Blues Society in all of our high schools, at least all of our high schools, but middle schools as well. It's a very educational experience, but it's enjoyable. So the kids probably don't realize they're learning a lot, and I think that's probably one of the best ways we learn, is we don't realize we're learning. It's just enjoyable. I think it's important for the Long Beach Blues Society to be in our schools because for the kids it really shows how they can have a future in music, that they can pursue their education in music and how it will work out. Even if they only pursue music to be a hobby, it's a worthwhile pursuit, and it's a worthwhile skill, talent to have, even if you are a music lover. You can just experience the music. You don't have to play the music. For me, personally, I didn't realize how much I liked the blues. I really didn't know how much I enjoyed it until those high school presentations. So it was a renewal for me, I guess. Well, during COVID, we have so many challenges. Obviously, we can't meet in person. I think the Long Beach Blues Society can help maybe by producing something that's available to us online, something virtual, maybe a performance that can be recorded that we can share with the students. I think that would be helpful. As far as the community is concerned, we're really challenged with not being able to meet in large groups, so we're limited. What I have seen in other communities maybe is they're doing drive-in concerts. I don't know if maybe we could try a drive-in concert or something that's available online at a certain time and everybody's encouraged to tune in at the same time. It's really challenging with COVID, but I think something could be worked out. I know the musicians are creative and they'll think of something. What I witnessed with our high school presentations was not just an exposure to the music and how one genre of music influences another genre of music, which I think is really incredible, especially for the kids to see, because maybe they're thinking, well, I like rap music, I'm really not open to enjoying another type of music, but they see how without music styles like the blues, we would not have rap. They see that connection and how music has evolved. I think it gives them a better idea and appreciation for blues music. But in addition to just the appreciation for the musical aspect of it and the evolution of the music, what I saw on stage were different types of people coming together. So it's not just one type of person on that stage. And you don't have to talk about racial equality when you're seeing it with your own eyes. So when you see, and not just racial equality, but different age groups. There were people my age and maybe a little older, and people much younger, male, female, white, black, very diverse group of people coming together to make music, coming together, working together. So you don't have to talk about social justice or racial equality. You are witnessing it, and you are seeing it and experiencing it and really appreciating it for the true beauty that it is. Well, I noticed that the kids were real receptive when Bernie Pearl came to the edge of the stage, and it was just him on his own, and he had different guitars, and as he was talking about the different styles of blues, he would switch out guitars, and he would explain about the history and the influence of the region on the music. And to me, it felt like being a little kid again, and going to the library for story time, and just that wonder and I don't know. It was so heartwarming to sit there, and it wasn't just me. I realized it was all those teenagers, all those hundreds of teenagers behind me in the auditorium. We were all experiencing that in the same way and listening to him in the same way. Yeah, that was one of my favorite parts.